you ready for Sacramento Kings basketball.
He's got the bucket!
Game night is presented by Power Business Technology, your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome inside Golden One Center. It's time for game nights. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings and Cavs, game 2 of the 7-game homestand for Sacramento. It got off to a great start on Monday night versus the Memphis Grizzlies. The Kings getting that victory, 132-122, doing it with Sabonis going down in that third quarter with that ankle sprain after getting stitches initially. Sabonis, we learned, will be out a minimum of 10 days, and that won't be the only Kings player missing tonight. We'll get into all of that and a lot more over the next hour here on Sacktown Sports. But High Flyer, let's first talk about Monday night. Was a good comeback victory for the Kings after that 4-game losing streak.
Yes, it was. I mean, very, very, very good victory. And, you know, Scott, we're going to talk about that game, but I want to say this.
Yep.
I thought the storm had passed us, man. Now we got another storm we got to deal with. We got injuries in the building, man. What's going on?
I thought you were talking about the rain that was coming here to the area in the next 12 hours or so. But, yeah, we've got another storm in this building tonight as well. No doubt about that.
But I will say this, though. Love the way the Kings played the other night. I was very impressed about how the starters came out. But, Scooter, more so impressed about how the bench just, revitalized everything that was going on out there on the floor. They brought the energy. They brought the effort. Usually it's the starters that really hype up the second unit, but the second unit did their job. They hyped up the starters. Once the starters seen how hard those guys played off the bench, that became infectious.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, in particular, Jake LaRavia off the bench. He was fantastic in his 23 minutes. He got things going early on in that first quarter. He was motivated to play his former team. He put down that dunk. He looked back at the Grizz bench, and it was on.
And, you know, people have the nerve to ask, does it really matter when you play the team that just let you go? Yeah, it did. You know, he came out with a huge chip on his shoulder and said, hey, you know what? Thank you guys for the 2 years. But I'm about to show you what you guys are missing. And boy, did he do that.
Yeah, he let them know. There's no doubt about that. He made a statement, and it was loud and clear, as that entire Kings bench was fantastic. And just defensively, when they went small ball and they got the Keon Ellis and with Keegan, boy, they were electric out there. I mean, there was 4 or 5 straight possessions where Memphis couldn't do anything but turn it over.
I mean, and Scott, don't leave out the young rook. DC, he was in that too.
Yeah, Kevin Carter was everywhere. You're absolutely right.
Those guys were flying. They were moving. They were, in passing lanes. They were getting tips and deflections.
Yeah.
It seemed like they couldn't do nothing but turn the basketball over time and time and time again.
Yeah, no, they did a fantastic job and really set the tone in that game. And even when Sabonis went down, you're thinking, oh, my goodness, this game could turn in the second half. The Kings didn't let that happen.
I mean, just the energy was still there. You know, I actually thought when Sabonis went down that was going to kind of like let a little wind out the building. That bench said, no way, no how. We are still bringing it. And like I said, and then the starters said, oh, my God, these guys are going, let's get cooking. And then you start seeing the starters get theirs on.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so with that win, the Kings get above 500 again, 34-33. Still in that 9th spot in the Western Conference as they're looking up at the Clippers, who beat this Cavs team last night. Great win for the Clips down in L.A. The Cavs come in, they're 56-12 overall. They're best in the East.
And that didn't help us none at all.
No, but they've lost 2 straight. They lost Sunday at home to Orlando and then last night to the Clips. So they'll be hungry tonight. They are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights after some cross-coast traveling. So we'll see how that all affects everything. But the story for the Kings, of course, we know about Sabonis. He's going to be out at least 10 days, gets reevaluated on that ankle. And Henry, again, first chance for you and I to talk about it. But boy, when Sabonis reacted to it and came off the floor, you're thinking, boy, this could be the season.
You knew that it was nothing good. You knew it was nothing light. You know, let's just talk about the work Sabonis puts in, and the way he plays so hard. He plays, people look at him and say, he's the strongest guy in the building. I don't really question it, but when he rolled that ankle and turned and said, "Come get me," that's what bothered me. I mean, we have never seen Sabonis say, "Come get me."
Exactly.
That's where I was shocked.
Yeah, no, Sabonis is the ultimate warrior, and you're just always shocked when he comes off the floor for any reason.
I mean, really, he's like Thanos. You don't think nothing can stop this dude. So when you see him in a vulnerable state, you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, it's something bad.
This is a big, big deal. And, of course, we'll talk all about that. But the more recent news coming out the last couple of hours, Zach LaVine not available tonight. He is out for personal reasons. Jake LaRavia is also going to miss tonight's game.
Ooh. You know what? I always try to find the silver lining in anybody, especially starters that have to miss games.
Yep.
And, understanding whatever Zach got going on, we hope that everything's okay and he hurries up and gets back. I understand guys got to take time off.
Yep.
But for him to take time off, and then his replacement that I would love to have in that spot isn't available to you. It's like, so where do we go now? I know we got Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis is going to come in and he's going to do his thing. But I'm like, I still wanted to see Jake have meaningful minutes here, bro.
No doubt.
Just to see, because we have to see what life is like without Zach. True enough.
Yep.
I wanted to see what was life going to be like with 30 minutes of Jake.
No doubt. He certainly earned it after Monday night's game, probably his best game in a Kings uniform. But they will not have him tonight, so the Kings will have to react to all of that against a tremendous Cleveland Cavaliers team. So we'll have a chance to break that all down. Other things from Monday night that stood out to you?
The way the Kings shot the basketball.
Yep.
Malik Monk got his stride back. Let's hope this is the Malik Monk we see for the next 6 games.
Yeah.
At least while, they're here in G1. Felt like Keegan had a decent ball game. And plus it got done collectively once again. Zach put in his piece. DeMar is solid. Sabonis went down early, but big Chun comes in and gets the job done. And, and Trey sprinkles in his piece. So, I honestly thought that it was a well-rounded game.
No doubt. And, Trey Lyles, he gets overlooked a little bit about his defense, but his defense has been so good as well for the Kings.
We look at Trey Lyles for his scoring, and the scoring really hasn't been there for him, Scott. But I don't even know the number he had on rebounds, but I know he was gobbling up rebounds like Pac-Man at one particular point to where, understanding offensively, it might not be your night. But how are you going to impact this game? And he came in and played great defense and grabbed rebounds.
Yeah, no, he is great. And even when he's not scoring, he only had 5 points in that game, but he was a factor on the floor. And for the Kings, to your point, they were 20 of 41 from distance.
Hey, shot the ball particularly well. When you, as a Sacramento King, come out and have energy and effort like that, and you're shooting the three ball is dropping, you're putting yourself in a real good position to win.
Yeah, no doubt. It was definitely a good effort for the Kings as they got the homestand off on the right note. And as we know, the next 6 are certainly just brutal for the Kings. You got Cleveland tonight. Chicago comes in tomorrow night on the back-to-back. The Bucks here on Saturday. You got the Celtics Monday. Second night of a back-to-back versus the Thunder on Tuesday before finishing it out against the Trailblazers.
That's a haul.
It's a haul. And you're not going to have Sabonis for any of those games.
Ooh, that's a haul uphill with ball tires.
Yeah. No question. You are white-knuckling it.
Yes, you are.
You are definitely doing that. How will life be without the Kings? It'll be the 10th game that Sabonis will not play tonight. The Kings are currently just 3-6 without him.
I actually thought that the Kings were able to hold court without Sabonis. They were able to, get some wins out on the road. Valanciunas came in and did a very good job. I mean, about as good a job as anybody could have done coming off the bench and not being expected to play heavy minutes the way he has. But right now, I don't want to see life without Sabonis.
No.
I don't want to see that.
No. And, for Sabonis, too, it's unfortunate as you kind of look out. Certainly all NBA was in the mix for him. He's leading the league in rebounding, but now missing his 10th game, with the 65-game mark you have to hit,
right?
It feels unlikely that he's going to be able to reach that now.
And, and that's very tough, Scott. And I tell you, like I said, I always try to find that silver lining. And when Sabonis went down the first time, I was like, okay, I'm fine with this because we get Chun in there. Chun gets to get acclimated. He gets to get some time. He gets his timing together. I'm fine with it. But, man, I mean, looking at what we got coming down the pipe and some of the size of these basketball teams coming in here, we needed that. We needed that high-low type game going on. We needed those two big fellas down there.
No doubt. You cannot replace Sabonis. We understand that as well. His rebounding, certainly incomparable. And you just can't run the offensive sets in the same way. No.
I mean, it has to change. And, and Scott, I'm fine with it changing. But when you change your offense, you really have to utilize that guy. He can score. You can't just run an offense and use him as a decoy screener. You're going to have to let this dude get down in the middle, do what he does, let him grind, let him eat a little bit down there to use him at your advantage.
Yeah, no doubt. So the Kings will certainly have their work cut out for them tonight. An angry Cavs team is here coming off 2 straight losses. They have had 1 3-game losing streak, believe it or not, in their 56-12 season this year, but trying to avoid that for the second time. All right, game night is underway. Game night is always brought to you by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento, an organization that's near and dear to the heart of the High Flyer and myself. If you're looking to do something great in this community, helping out a child who can use an outside mentor, well, I can't think of any causes greater than that. That's what Big Brothers and Big Sisters do. They pair you with a child in our community where you can be that volunteer mentor. For more information, go to bbbs-sac.org, bbbs-sac.org. More game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. SubcontractorsUnited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Hit the road or trail in a powerful new Toyota truck with unstoppable performance and legendary reliability. Hurry in for a low lease on 2024 Tacoma, or get low financing or incredible $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2025 4Runner. Don't miss Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. APR offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Ends 3/31/25.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. 149
For tax prep that's $149 or less. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Welcome back into game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings and Cavs tonight. You're looking at a team in Cleveland that is tied for the best record in all of basketball, and that's coming off a 2-game losing skid. The Cavs 56-12, the Thunder 56-12. They may not be the favorites to win it. Still, you have the defending champions who, of course, in the Boston Celtics, who come here on Monday night. They're 50-19, and they will have a lot to say in who represents the East right now. But obviously, the Cavs are having an incredible season. 26 road wins. If they get a 27th tonight, it'll match the most road wins they've ever had in a season in Cleveland. That's how good they have been on the road. As for the Kings, with that win last night, 34-33. They reside in the 9th spot in the Western Conference. And Henry, again, last night was not a good friend for the Kings in terms of the other games. The Warriors won last night. The Clippers won last night. So the teams they're looking up at all gained ground on Sacramento.
You know, Scooter, that's that situation we talked about early on, where I said the Sacramento Kings do not want to be. You don't want to be in a situation to where you're looking at your game. Yeah. You have to come out and look at the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, but you're also looking behind you saying, okay, did anybody come up and help us? Did anybody make us better? You know, it's a tough situation we hear now, but, you know, for future references, you want to be control of your own destiny.
No doubt. And for the Warriors, they got the job done against the Bucks last night, a team we'll see on Saturday without Steph Curry. He sat out last night.
Whoa. You know, that just goes to show how well they're playing as a basketball team.
Yeah.
You know, to where the head of your snake, your number one guy, don't play, but you still go in and play good enough to beat a big-time Eastern Conference team. You know, the Milwaukee Bucks are championship or bust, and they got all their members, they got all of their pieces. So for the Golden State Warriors to do that, that was big.
Big indeed. All right, game night being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mvofstockton.com. We talked about Jimmy Butler, and he's a guy who's not really hunting points per se, but without Steph in that game last night, he went 24, 10, and 8. So he had 24 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds.
See, that's basketball IQ, Scott, at its finest. You know, like you said, he don't hunt buckets because you got a guy like Steph Curry that's going to get buckets. All you have to do is be complimentary to Steph. Now Steph is out. That sends you the signal. The head of our snake is out. Guess what? We have a two-headed monster. One of them is out, but this one here still bites. So he comes out and gives you a big-time performance. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, no doubt. And the Clips, they've won 4 straight now. Impressive win against the Cavs. They gave up 45 in the first quarter to Cleveland. It looked like Cleveland might run them out of the gym, but they had a terrific second half. Kawhi went for 33. Woo. This is a Clippers team that's getting healthy. Zubats had a 20-20 game.
Big time right there.
Yep.
You know, that just goes to show, Scott, you know, some teams, and I'm not saying all, but some teams, when you first start off, things aren't working, things aren't clicking. Your mindset is, okay, we have to do whatever it is we need to do because we want to be playing our best basketball at the end, whether it's the play-in, whether it's the playoff.
Yeah.
At this particular point, you have to go through everybody. The Clippers are trying to play for a championship.
Yep.
You know, they're not one of those teams that's going to be happy with just saying, okay, well, we made it to the playoffs, we're happy. No, that's the seat that we're in. But they're in a situation where they want to try to compete for that championship. So in order for them to get there, they got to go through everybody anyway. So they want to be playing their best basketball at late.
They do, yeah. You look at the three teams above the Kings. The Warriors have won 8 of 10. The T-Wolves have won 8 of 10. The Clippers have won 7 of 3. So they're just not giving the Kings much ground to move up. The Kings still in great position at 9 to hold on to that. They're 3 games up in the loss column versus the Mavs with the tiebreaker. The Suns 4 games back in the loss column. These two teams will hook up on the last day of the year. And, Henry, not to put out the high flyer crystal ball, but there could be a scenario where you're playing Phoenix on the last game of the year and then hosting them again in that play-in game, that 9-10 game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is that you want to stay in that 9th position.
Yeah. You want to have a home game at least.
Right. And if Phoenix gets it rolling, and let's say, we start to skid a little bit, we might be in that 10th position having to go to Phoenix and play them. Think about that.
No doubt.
We'd have to make 2 trips to Phoenix. But, the Kings are in a unique situation that they have a little wiggle room when you look at what's behind you.
Yes.
But you got to keep going forward, and your road to success is straight uphill.
No doubt. And we know how hard the schedule is.
It's uphill for the Kings.
No doubt. All right, let's talk about the Cavs a little bit. Obviously, it's been a remarkable season for them. They switched coaches in the offseason after having a good year last year, and a lot of people were wondering, why are you moving J.B. Bickerstaff? You bring in Kenny Atkinson, but boy, what a job he has done. He's probably the coach of the year in the leagues. He's certainly going to get top consideration for that. The Cavs have taken off, and by the way, J.B. Bickerstaff goes to Detroit. The Pistons are having an incredible year as well. So that's just one of those things that worked out for both teams. But for the Cavs, we know they're led by Donovan Mitchell, who isn't getting a lot of talk for MVP consideration with Shea and the Joker, but he's certainly, he's right up there.
And rightfully so, Jason. Scott, he should. For what he's doing for this basketball team, for a long time, it was Garland's team.
Yep.
But then Mitchell came over and he became the number 1 option on this team. And I honestly think he hasn't dropped the ball at all. They struggled a little bit early on last year, but this year he has definitely been the leader of this basketball team. And for what they've done and the record that they've been able to achieve, he should be having good consideration for MVP.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He is the leader of this Cavaliers team. He has been terrific all season long. You look at Mitchell's numbers. He's averaging 24 points, 4.5 rebounds, nearly 5 assists over a steal. You've got Garland in the backcourt over 21 points, nearly 7 assists. This is a well-balanced team. Evan Mobley, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Jared Allen averages a double-double. I mean, this is a team that's just got a lot of weapons, and they play well together as a team.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Evan Mobley is the guy that really impresses me. When that young man gets around that rim and inside that paint, he is very dangerous. Long, lean, can stretch out, very aggressive towards the rim. Same thing with Jared Allen. Jared Allen's one of the best pick and lob guys in the game. And we're not even talking about what he does defensively around the rim. When you have 2 true 7-footers that's long and lean, it's kind of tough to get down in that paint and score.
No doubt. And that even makes the loss of Sabonis tonight even tougher, because this would be one of those nights you would go with the 2 big man combo.
Right. AKA the Twin Towers, the gruesome twosome, to where you would have him and Valanciunas in the game at the same time, because maybe you can utilize something in that aspect. Maybe you can find a mismatch between one of those 2 guys. But now Sabonis is down. We only have one big guy. That's Valanciunas. And the thing about that is that Val's going to have to play a very smart game because he can't get into foul trouble.
No, exactly. He's going to have to be out there and play some significant minutes tonight on the front end of a back-to-back with Chicago coming in tomorrow. The Cavs, they're for real. We know that. They've got a great chance to get to the finals and to win it. But as I mentioned earlier, I think most people still think the Celtics are the team to beat. I believe you feel that way until you're the defending champ is beaten. You are the defending champ.
Scooter, the only reason while I'm giving it to them is that they are the defending champs. Cleveland is right there.
Yep.
Cleveland is right there. And honestly, they might be above Boston because the way they've been running through this league, it doesn't seem like Boston can do anything with them, but we know how different it is once you get to a 7-game series. And that's the one thing I think Boston might have the edge because they've been there, they've done that, they know exactly what it takes. Cleveland is the team that's trying to get there and trying to establish themselves.
Yeah, no doubt playoffs are a different breed. We understand that. But maybe Cleveland's most impressive win. I mean, it came against Boston. That makes it impressive by itself. But they fell down in that game 25-3 against Boston the last time out, and they beat the Celtics.
Right. And I'm not saying that they can't beat Boston in one game.
Yeah.
7-game series is a total different monster.
Sure.
Because by that second game, Scott, there are no surprises. I know exactly what you're running.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm running. Now it comes down to guys who want it the most and which team is going to execute the best.
Let me throw something out there for you. And again, we're just pie in the skying it at the moment now. We're just, having fun with it. But if Cleveland gets to the NBA Finals, how about if the Lakers get to the NBA Finals? Can you imagine an L.A. Cleveland final with LeBron going against the Cavs?
LeBron is on the other side now.
Can you believe that?
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, but that ain't going to happen, though. L.A. ain't going to make it. Cleveland might make it, but L.A. ain't going to make it.
I tell you what, the Lakers are certainly making a case.
Hey, I'm throwing the hoobie dust on L.A. right now.
I hear you.
They're not going to make it.
I hear you. They're currently 42-25. And maybe the most interesting race right now in the Western Conference is who's going to finish 2 through 5 because there's a lot of teams punched up right now. We know OKC is going to be the top seed.
Right. But then, you got teams like Denver.
Yep.
Right?
Rockets right there. The Grizz.
Rockets, the Grizz. Never know how Golden State going to finish up.
Yep.
The Clippers are playing better basketball, so it might be another log jam, like you said, at that 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 position.
You never know how it's going to shake out, but if we were looking right now between Houston, Denver, the Lakers, and the Grizz, what do you think amongst that level right there? How would you rank those teams?
I got Denver in front.
Okay.
I got Denver in front.
Especially with a healthy Aaron Gordon.
Right. I got Denver in front because, I honestly think Denver, rounds out that top 3, top 4. I got LA in front of Houston. I got Houston right there. And Memphis has been my dark horse, but my question is, with Ja or without Ja?
Right.
Because that's going to be a big deterrent. With Ja, they might be 4. Without Ja, they might be 5 or 6.
Yeah, we saw them without Ja on Monday night. Clearly not the same team. I mean, they've had great records in the regular season without Ja. They were 15-10 coming in earlier this year without him. But obviously, they're not the same team without their point guard. All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, we'll go around the league. We'll get you caught up on all the other news and notes. We'll get you caught up on tonight's schedule as well. It's game night. It's being brought to you by our newest sponsor, Howard Gumbo, and it's about that time to get over there. They're open Thursdays through Sunday.
No doubt. Definitely got to get over there. I still haven't had a chance, Scott, to try the gumbo fries.
Okay.
I'm with that. I'm a French fry guy, but I'm definitely first team all Howard's Gumbo.
Yep. Nope. Got to go check it out. Thursdays and Fridays open 11 to 8. Saturday and Sunday 2 to 8. Located right here in our capital city, 2120 Marconi Avenue. Go check out Howard Gumbo. All right, more game night coming up right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Join Sacktown Sports for all the madness this Thursday at Tom's Watch Bar, where we'll be broadcasting live all day starting at 10 a.m. with Ellen Stiles, the Drive Guys at 2, and ending at 5:30 with the Kings Game Night broadcast. Tom's Watch Bar, Sacramento's biggest sports party.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, Just call Gingery.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since the launch of the World Handicap System, a golfer's handicap index has been automatically calculated by taking their 8 best score differentials from their most recent 20 rounds. According to Golf Monthly Newsletter, that handicap is not designed to reflect average scores, but how likely you'll play on a course of average difficulty. Handicaps are generally split into 3 different groups: low, mid, and high. A recent report by the USGA showed that the average handicap index for a male is 14.2 and 28.7 for a female. A golfer with a handicap of 1 to 9 is considered to have a low handicap. A handicap of 10 to 19 is generally thought to be a mid-handicapper, and a higher handicap golfer is 20 and above. Nearly 50% of males are mid-handicappers, with 30% carrying low handicaps, and under 20% of female golfers are in the low and mid-handicap groups. Carry your handicap proudly and play on. It's supposed to be fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-848-4499. 800-848-4499. Again, that's 800-848-4499.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome back into game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer Henry Turner. Kings and Cavs. And it's interesting. This is the first matchup of the year between these two teams. The Kings will be back in Cleveland later on. It's weird that it's so late in the year and these teams haven't seen each other yet.
That is crazy. That, we're talking about the last 15 games and we got to play these guys twice.
Yep.
I don't know who else has that type of schedule. Well, somebody else has that with Cleveland also.
It does. The Clippers, that was the first time they played as well.
And they have to see them again, right?
Correct. And the same thing. They play Portland later in the trip, and they haven't not seen Portland yet this year. So It's really a strange West Coast trip for the Cavs. They're seeing multiple teams that they have not played yet.
No doubt. But I tell you what, I wish we would have got one of these out early on because they playing good basketball right now.
They are playing really good basketball. By the way, an announcement tomorrow. We'll be doing game night from Tom's Watch Bar. Not only will we have Kings to talk about, but of course we'll have March Madness. It starts tomorrow, 9 o'clock for all the games. We'll be out broadcasting beginning at 10 with Alan Stiles to be there 10 to 2. We've got the Drive guys out there. We've got Kevin and Kyle from 2 to 5:30, and then yours truly and you, High Flyer. We'll carry it up till 6:30.
Now, see, are you calling it Marsh Madness or March?
Oh, it's March Madness. It's March Madness. I'm getting the shirt out.
Yes.
We'll be ready to roll tomorrow.
Nice.
We'll have some fun with it.
All right. Love being at that place.
Now, if I remember correctly, you're not really a guy who fills out a bracket, right?
You know what? My focus be so much on the NBA.
Yeah.
I very rarely get a chance to just check out college basketball.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be no good with a bracket.
Well, you'd probably be better since you don't know what's going on because the people who usually win these brackets don't have any idea.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to have to put a couple of dollars down.
We might have to get you to fill one out at least to have some fun with it. But come out and join us all day long. Tom's Watch Bar in the Doco area. They've got so many screens out there. They'll have every game. They got you covered. Great food. All of that fun stuff. All right. Let's go around the league a little bit. And, that Clipper game last night was impressive. The way LA came back and won that game. at home. They're playing well. They're 9 games above 500. Tyronn Lue missed that game again, and it was your good friend Brian Shaw coaching Clips.
That just shows what B. Shaw's capable of. He's definitely head coach material. He's a guy that's been around this league for so long, and he's coached for great organizations, and he has a very high basketball IQ. I would be very much happy if B can get another shot at a head coaching job.
Yeah, he's very familiar with the LA area, of course, was on that Laker staff for a long time.
For a very, very long time, Scott. And actually, I thought B was going to get the Laker job. I thought Phil set him up to where he was going to be the apparent coach to him.
Yeah. Just didn't work out that way, but he's in a great situation right now with the Clips and definitely in line for head coaching consideration. There is no doubt about that one. All right, let's go around the league. Let's check out some of the games. You got the Pacers and the Mavs right now. And for Indiana, Halliburton's out. So they're trying to get that done without their point guard in this one. They're down 110 to 101. And, you just have to give the Mavs a ton of credit. They've got absolutely nobody left on their roster, and they're just battling right now.
Knowing Jason Kidd the way I know him, he's not going to accept anything less. As long as you're able to hit the floor, Scott, you go out there and you give it all you have. The guys that's playing for Dallas now might not even be on the roster for Dallas next year.
Yeah.
But you get a chance to put in a hell of a case for yourself if you go out there and you play well during these times. This is just basically an exhibition for a lot of those guys to show what they can do.
Yeah, no doubt. And speaking of Indiana, they've been banged up. They got a great win at Minnesota. They had 6 players out. It was Toppin who hit that 3-pointer at the finish to beat the T-Wolves.
Wow. And Obi Toppin, this is a slam dunk king.
Yeah.
And he goes out and he shoots a Herculean effort. What was it? 8 for 7 or 7 for 9.
Yeah, he was crazy. Yeah, he was great.
He just goes nuts from behind the arc. That just goes to show, Scott, that anything can happen in the NBA.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, the Rockets are leading the Magic right now, 107 to 91 on the road in Orlando. It's been a tough year for the Magic, but they got the huge win on Sunday in Cleveland.
The Magic started out rolling. They was playing very good basketball. I think it's one of those situations to where injuries just derail them, but they do have the personnel to make it happen, man, because they play very good basketball up early in the season.
Yeah, it's a team that will get into the playoffs most likely. They're 5 games behind, but in the Eastern Conference, you're an 8 seed. 5 games below 500. So they've got a great chance to advance into the playoffs. Now, the tough news, of course, they come in as a 7 or 8 seed. They're going to face Cleveland or Boston right away.
Yeah.
So not a series they want, but it's not necessarily a series Cleveland or Boston wants either.
You know what, Scott? I will always say this. And I don't care. You have some people looking at, coming in and you got to play the number 1 or number 2 seed in the playoffs. It's like, yeah, you go to the playoffs, but you're going to get knocked out in the first round. Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to give myself a chance. You never know what's going to happen when you get there, but you got to get there first.
Absolutely. And, again, the NBA, unlike any other league, it's a league where you've got to pay your dues. You got to feel some pain before you get that gain. I mean, look at what the Kings did every year when they made their run. They got knocked out in the first round. Then it was the second round. They got to the Western Conference Finals. All that build-up. It takes some time.
I'm fine with it. People are saying that about this team right now. Oh, we should just tank. What good is it going to be just to get in at the last end and you have to go up against OKC? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I am fine with the 7 with the 4 or 7 game series, whatever it's going to be with OKC. I'm fine with that. I want this team to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, no, this team needs to get there. All right, Heat leading the Pistons 70 to 66. You've got the T-Wolves and Pelicans locked up at halftime, 62-61. Pels at the half. The Thunder over the Sixers, 70 to 56. It's official. Paul George has been shut down for the remainder of the year.
Wow. I mean, woo. Philly
just went from bad to worse to just.
Philly or Dallas? Which one's the worst? Philly, Dallas. Philly, Dallas.
Philly. It's Philly. The expectations were so big.
Wow.
Yeah.
To shut down Paul George.
Yeah. They're definitely playing for lottery balls at this point. Spurs routing the Knicks. That's interesting at half. 67-43.
And that's without De'Aaron, without Wemby.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Chris Paul's still doing a hell of a job. I know he is.
No doubt. That is a surprising score in San Antonio right now. Again, the Knicks are still without Jalen Brunson, but we see how good we saw it here firsthand, how good they are even without JB. So not sure what's going on in San Antonio tonight.
You know what?
Getting after it.
That says a lot for the Spurs.
It does.
You know, they don't have their main guys, but you still can go out and play a great game.
Yep. All right, Wizards and Jazz. You've got Denver in LA to take on the Lakers. That'll be interesting. The matchup with Luka versus the Joker. Bulls and Suns. The Bulls are playing tonight as well. They'll be here tomorrow night on a back-to-back, and you've got to hope that Chicago takes the front end of their back-to-back a little more seriously tonight.
Okay, so you got both teams going to be on a back-to-back.
Yes.
Okay, well, you know, that evens things out. You know, our team is on the back-to-back. You can't cry about it because you don't have to travel.
No. All right. We're all Chicago rooters tonight. You've got the Grizz in Portland to take on the Blazers, and, of course, the game we'll focus in on when we come back. Cavs and Kings will have the Gingery and Hammer injury report for you. Game night is always brought to you by our good friends at Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power of Family can help you with all your business copier needs. Give them a call today, 1-844-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. More of Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary. Not guaranteed.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Welcome back into game night. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on with the high flyer, Henry Turner, taking you until 6:30, getting you ready for Kings Live pregame. Kings and Cavs coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Game 2 of the 7-game homestand, which is going to help determine a lot where the Kings are going to finish in this playoff play-in scenario. It's time now to get to our Gingery and Hammer injury reports. And, of course, if you're ever in an injury, just call Gingery. And with that, we go back to our Sacktown studios. Anthony, take it away.
All right. Starting for Cleveland, Darius Garland is out for rest, as well as some G Leaguers who are he is out resting. And for
that just recently came out then.
Yeah, that is a new update on the latest injury report. And for the Sacramento Kings, Jake LaRavia is out with an illness. Zach LaVine is out for personal reasons, and Sabonis is obviously out after twisting his ankle last game.
All right, thank you for that. That's our Gingery and Hammer injury report. All right, Henry, let's digest all of that. Obviously, first for the Kings, we had to take in Sabonis and the ankle injury. We know it's a minimum of 10 days before being reevaluated. That probably means at least 2 weeks before any possibility of getting him back. Feels like it might be a little longer than that, but you throw Zach LaVine on top of it, and then Jake LaRavia, who was the star of Monday night's game. And boy, the Kings are in their man tonight. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, I mean, think about it. You're missing 2 of your starting 5, right?
Yep.
And then you're missing not if you're number 1 defensive guy, but number 2 energy guy off the bench. So you're missing a lot. The Kings are definitely going to have to dig deep in order to win this basketball game today.
Yep. So you got to think Valanciunas and Keon Ellis will be your starters. You'll see a lot of Devin Carter, Trey Lyles. Where else do you go to the bench? Are we going to see some Isaiah Crawford, Dougie McBuckets, some Markelle Fultz, who hasn't played a lot of late? What do you think?
You got to go deep, Scott. And, and that takes us back to, where we were, because we always talked about the depth of the Kings bench.
Yeah.
And when we got LaRavia, we got Chun, we got Keon has been here, Markelle Fultz. We always talked about the depth. Well, now what we're going to utilize, we got Trey Lyles coming off the bench.
Yep.
We're going to have
DC
coming off the bench.
Yep. And your guess is as good as mine after that one, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Your depth now go from 4 or 5, solid to 2.
Yeah. Now they did sign Terry Taylor to a 10-day contract, so I don't think he'll play, but he is on the active roster at least.
Okay, I'm with that, but how much is Terry Taylor going to get a chance to hit the floor?
I don't know a lot about Terry Taylor's games
at all.
Yeah. So, but they're going to have to go deep is the point of that. And you'll probably see some McDermott tonight. And, of course, it is a back-to-back. Doug won't coach it as if he's saving anything for tomorrow. We understand that.
No.
But it's going to be interesting to see what the rotations are.
No, I mean, you got to give it everything you got tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
No, we going to worry about tomorrow.
Absolutely. There's no time to worry about tomorrow today. Darius Garland, that's a big loss for Cleveland. Rest on a back-to-back. They were just getting fully healthy. Evan Mobley had been out for a while, but they got all their starters back for last night's game against the Clips. So they'll be down one of their backcourt mates, which gives you a chance to focus in a little bit more on Mitchell, on Donovan if you want.
You know what? I'm definitely not upset at Cleveland for resting a couple of their people, because they're in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
And, and for them to keep having to play their players long minutes, no. You know what? I would feel like, okay, one of our guys is going to rest every game until playoff time hit.
Yeah.
To where you don't have to put in all these big time minutes.
They'll have home court throughout the Eastern Conference. It's still up for grabs about overall, because they're tied with the Thunder for the best overall record in the league. Is it important for them to get that best overall record, have home court for the finals if they got there?
Not really. I mean, you really want home court for when you hit the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying the finals is going to be the finals. Okay. That's the end all be all. I would much rather have a solidified home court through in the playoffs than to say, okay, well, we need this for the finals. What happens if you don't make it to the finals?
True. Sure. I'm asking you, because really at this point, that's all they have to play for in terms of standings.
Like I said, I wouldn't even worry about that. I would just worry about having our guys healthy, having our guys ready to go when the playoff time hit.
Yeah. Well, that
and if that can come down to dropping a couple of games, so be it.
Yep. All right. Well, we know Donovan Mitchell is playing tonight. What's the game plan defensively of one of the best players in the game?
Wow, Spider Mitchell. Very special player, Scott, because he's one of these guys that can knock it down from three. He's one of those guys that got a nice little mid-range game, but he's very strong at getting downhill, creating contact, getting to the basket, and utilizing the free throw line. So, he can score on all three different levels. So at this particular point, do you make other guys score? Do you blitz Donovan every time he gets it? Evan Mobley is one of those guys to where he plays very well off of Donovan as far as, splitting the screens, rim running, and being able to just get there with his little float game. So, it's probably going to be pick your poison with him.
Yeah, and you'll probably throw multiple people at him, throughout the game. I'm sure Keegan's going to start on him.
Are you sure?
Who else would it be? Keon?
Keon.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Donovan's so physical.
I'm still with Keon, depending upon.
And with Garland out, maybe that does affect things. So I would have said initially Keon would have been on Garland.
Right. It depends upon who they start at the point guard position.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: Donovan Mitchell is so slick with the basketball. I don't know how long Keegan's going to be able to be on him.
Yeah. Obviously, they start two big men with Mobley and Allen.
Yes.
With Sabonis out.
Right.
What does that look like inside?
See, that's where I'm saying, where are you going to be able to utilize Keegan at? Because for them with the big boys down there, Keegan's going to have to be down there helping Chune out, trying to get some rebounds.
Yeah. Do we see an early Trey Lyles tonight?
Even if you go with an early Trey Lyles, it's one of those situations where he's going to have to play down low.
Yeah. Do you consider starting Trey Lyles tonight?
Because now you're talking something different now.
Yeah.
Now you talk about, now Keegan can roam on Donovan Mitchell, whoever else is out on that 3-point perimeter. But as of right now, are you going to leave Big Chune by himself with those 7-footers? That's putting yourself at a disadvantage.
No doubt. And obviously the Cavs, we talk about their starting five. Max Strus has been a terrific outside shooter for them. But off the bench, DeAndre Hunter is a terrific two-way player, terrific defensive player. Sam Merrill just lights it up from outside. This is a very talented, deep Cleveland bench.
A very well-rounded team. You got guys that can get it done on the inside. You got guys who can, play the mid-range game. You got long-range sharpshooters. And really, when they have Darius Garland, it's almost like pick your poison on which type of shot you're going to give up, because he likes to get down and play the mid-range game also.
Yeah, he does. Most likely Ty Jerome will start, I would think, for Garland. He's usually their sixth guy off the bench, but we'll see. But regardless of who they start, we know it is a nightmare trying to defend this team.
No doubt. And it's going to be pretty much a nightmare if you let Donovan Mitchell come out and get it going. Yeah. It's one of those things to where if you could try to hold him under, he's going to score. But if you could try to hold him under his dorm, but if he comes out and he sees it go down early, man, he can be explosive. He can be a tough truck to stop.
No doubt. Obviously, the Kings were able to win without finishing with Sabonis on Monday night. It's a much different deal knowing you do not have Sabonis at all. What's the locker room like going into this one tonight, knowing you don't have Sabonis? Or Zach LaVine?
Really, it has to be next man up mentality on both levels. Understanding that Sabonis isn't there. I'll tell you what, Trey, zip them up tight. Keegan, you too. IJ, if you get some run, understand we're going to need something out of you. Just some of the guys who really don't get big-time minutes, well, you're going to get some now because you got two of your major players out on rehab.
Yep, a chance for some Kings to contribute who have been maybe looking for some playing time tonight. The Kings will be looking for some answers against one of the best teams in the league, the Cleveland Cavaliers. That'll do it for game night. High Flyers, always great to work with you. Have a great call tonight.
Yes, sir.
The G-Man is here. He is ready to go. Kings Live pregame's coming up next. Of course, tip tonight, 7 o'clock First appearance of the year between the Kings and the Caps. Their only appearance here in Sacramento. The Kings will be back there later in the year. We'll see if the Kings can go to 2-0 on this homestand, get 2 games above 500. Keep it tuned here all evening long. We've got you covered. Sacramento Kings basketball coming your way right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Join Sacktown Sports for all the madness this Thursday at Tom's Watch Bar, where we'll be broadcasting live all day starting at